They're gonna back away.
We're seeing this Fizz rotating over. He knows that the Draven is low. He's looking for some fresh meat, but he misses his ultimate because of their awareness that he was there. Very nicely done. Actually, almost having enough damage to kill the Draven, but Sona's going to finish him off as Janna ults him away. Doing a ton of damage to this Dr. Moondog, almost seeing enough. Probably if that Janna shield wasn't there, he would have died. And looking like a free kill on the Sona as she does not have flash or exhaust.
Yeah, that was a very greedy play by the Fizz that ended up poorly for them.
Absolutely, and in the midst of that fight, the mid lane tower for Red Team actually did go down from minions.
Yeah, Nazir's just going to push this lane, but Lulu's going to be there to be able to wave clear as Nazir's going to go in.
She had a great time, though, and actually popping her ultimate because she knows the damage that Azir has. Very surprising, but she's actually smart enough to know when she would die, so that's actually a good thing for her credibility right there as well as a player.
Yeah, Azir did a lot more damage than I expected myself. As Zar's going to come around the side, pop that Yumu, he's going to get... Wow, that was a weird interaction, but he's going to get knocked back by the Azir. Nothing's going to come from that. Azir's just going to walk back to his tower.
Dragon going up live right now. No one having vision on it whatsoever, but Red Team has 2 pink wards in the nearby bushes, slowly just waiting for them. Karma lurking at the side right there, waiting for someone to come by. But Blue Team appears they don't actually have vision, but they see it roaming out of the bush from the minions. Three members of Blue Team actually rotating from the bot lane bush right there. Draven and everyone else forming up in these upper areas near their vision, playing on their vision, and Draven's actually getting a lot of damage on the Dragon, trying to go for it while he can, but Blue Team puts their noses out and shows that they are there, so it backs out.
Yeah, and they're going to be looking to clear the wards around Dragon as Dragon is just spawning. And they're going to pull it out, but it should reset here. And there's just a dancer on the Baron right now. Blue Team is split, and Fizz is going to miss the ult, but Draven's going to step on it and flash into his team, and Karma's going to get hit by that too. And Fizz is going to go in, get ulted, he's going to be able to pick up the Draven, and maybe more, but that exhaust is going to keep him. And Nar's able to go in the back there, pick up the Janna, as Vayne's in the back, just killing the Mundo and the Azir. And they're going to be able to pick up this blue buff, the pink ward, and be able to get this Dragon.
Let's see if Karma can try to... Oh, there we go. That was what I was hoping for. Very well done, but she might be overstaying her welcome as she gets hit with the Frost Queen's Flame Slow, flashing away, but she should have her shield up one more time to get out. Hopefully, no, not enough. The third proc of Silver Bolts hits her, and the red buff slow combined is enough to secure that kill for Vayne.
That was a bit of a greedy play by the Karma, as popping her flash as well to get away from that, so she got a kill for a kill. But she did pop her flash, and Blue was still able to use Dragon.
Played better, but I probably would have tried the same risk if I were her personally.
Oh yeah, it's worth the risk right now, because if you get the kill, you get the kill. If you don't, well, then you know you didn't.
Somewhat interesting to see. I don't see very many Fizz jungles, so I don't know how conventional it is. But he's actually picked up a third item, Spirit Visage. That will definitely help his sustain with you know, his Blade of the Rune King, but you know, obviously it seems like he's only opting for that for the magic resist for that Azir and Karma, and you know,
the
Mundo. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see that much either, because he doesn't really have a lot of. He's not able to take advantage of that healing passive, and in my opinion, I feel he should have went for the Banshees, as it's probably a better item on the Fizz, because the only regen you're gonna get is from lifesteal. Well, I guess with the Blade, he does have the 10% lifesteal. It's not as bad.
He remembers at mid lane, getting the Janna Zephyr on there for the slow and the Mundo hook, but Cleaver. But we're actually seeing Gnar and Sona roaming around for support. Azir getting a lot of good damage onto that Gnar, but that Lulu shield is massive since she's been building AP this game. We have Fizz roaming around from the top bush, and Vayne actually using her ult to stealth in and condemn Azir into the wall. Fizz is right behind them. We're going to see some people going down really soon. That Liss, though, getting deleted from the Fizz damage. And, Karma just now approaching as well. Draven getting some good damage, but not going to be enough to execute anyone right now.
Yeah, that's just going to be a basic 1-for-1. 2-for-1 actually for the blue side, so they got an advantage from that, taking down Azir and the jungler just for the Sona support. So they should be able to push down this mid and potentially take this tower all goes well. But it looks like they're gonna head to the top and pick up that tower instead.
I think that's a very smart idea. Someone pinging in the bush, getting a ward down, you're gonna be rotating if anyone does come top lane to try to intercept them. And we're actually seeing Sona with her second item, not including the side stone, actually picking up the Lich Bane right now for a lot of massive damage. Bot lane, we're actually seeing Draven and Vayne trying to do some trades here, but the Lulu ultimate goes down. That's going to be a lot of health. That actually saved her massively.
She's going to be able to get the third kill thanks to the movement speed.
If not for that.
Yeah, so Mundo and Azure are actually flanking on the bot side right now. And that was Whimsy onto the Mundo, but Azure's gonna dash to his minion, causing Vayne to flash. His lane's gonna be able to knock her back. Nar's gonna teleport, and they're gonna be able to collectively pick up that Mundo and a tower.
The damage on that Vayne was absolutely insane. Actually, even almost, like, it looked like she did at least 600 damage, maybe more to that Dr. Mundo there. Deleted a quarter of his health with that last Silver Bolt proc there.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to get this tower as Karma's not going to really be able to do anything, and they just have a lot of shields for that Vayne.
Nice Draven ultimate going down, but not going to be enough, as he actually is going to get the crit onto the Gnar. Getting hit with the Frost Queen's Flame. Looks like blue team is effectively engaged, but red team is not done. They're continuing to follow, and let's see if they progress further than this, using the Karma speed up, but not going to happen. Looks like her cooldowns aren't going to be up in time with that Mantra having roughly 10-15 seconds-ish to it left.
Yeah, and the Janna with the Moby should have been running in the front, as her passive allows her teammates running towards her to pick up some move speed. So
absolutely, it doesn't do it isn't a humongous amount, but it is you know, something you want to make use of, or else you effectively have no passive. So
yeah, and they're just gonna be clearing wards around the dragon, as it is gonna spawn in 2 minutes.
Azir rotating around, trying to push this top lane, but Fizz is he needs to be a ninja today. He doesn't want to be a fish.
He has to be careful though, as there are 3 other members in the river clearing that scuttle. And he's gonna go on the Azir.
Advantage on Fizz's favor here, throwing at the wall, but he's gonna flash right back over it, as actually Azir jumps right to his minions. A very nice Zanya's hourglass there, but the Fizz ultimate is going down, but he's gonna flash out of it before he steps into the center. Risking a little bit here going back in, but actually going to pick up the Fizz kill. Very nicely done, and great roam from the support, the top lane Karma there for the support with the shield.
And Fizz was a bit greedy there, allowing his ult to potentially get that kill, and he didn't get it due to the flash, so he should have just stayed on top of the body and auto-attacked when he got up, as Mundo was starting the Baron for the red team, and Draven's going to sit in that axe spot. Collectively just stacking those.
You're right, he does have the axe position. Blue team has no vision of it. They haven't sent out any pings yet. We don't see anyone roaming here. It's already past halfway. This looks like a secure Baron. Now the ping's going out from Blue Buff saying, oh crap, we don't see anyone still. And the Gnar are trying to roam over, but it's too late.
And Lulu's going to get caught out, forced to flash, as Azure and Draven are just going to do a lot of damage. And Sona's gonna ult just the Draven to keep him off of the Lulu, and Lulu's gonna be able to survive for another day.
Red team pinging to go react to this Vayne, and she's split pushing this bottom, but she's actually backing off before she can even get to the enemy base. Pink Dragon coming up right now. Vayne sitting in the area, picking up the Scuttle Crab for her team. They do have a pink ward sitting in that bush right there as well. Red team may have seen that Sona with their pink ward in the middle bush, but not looking like they're going to have any blue team right now. That's going to be a big advantage, although, you know, they don't have the buff yet, and they're going to be facing this red team with that Baron buff, so we'll see how this fares out.
Yeah, this Vayne is actually, looks like she's going for the Infinity Edge now instead of a Bloodthirster, as I would expect her to, but I guess she's going to value that crit right now instead of the lifestyles. Draven looks like he's going to pick up a Bloodthirster.
I actually think that's a very smart decision on Vayne's part. The lifesteal would help her a lot for sure, but Red Team is still not really building tank. We only have that Warmogs and Cinderhulk on Dr. Mundo. There's no armor whatsoever. The Karma looks like she's going to opt for Azanja's Hourglass, just like the Azir pick, but other than that, there's no armor on the Red Team, so this Vayne is free reigns on top of her true damage.
Yeah, and it looks like Mundo hasn't built anything recently. Still on the boots, the Cinderhulk and the Warmogs. And Fizz is actually going to ult the Mundo and do so much damage. And it's going to cause Mundo to flash, but Fizz is just going to go onto the Karma, and she's going to flash as well. And Fizz is just doing absolutely tons of damage. And I just noticed that he's going towards that Triforce, so he's going to be looking for that burst potential as Draven is pushing the bot lane. Draven and Azir, they're going to be able to pick up that tower quickly as
someone having a base race here actually is there's 3 Red Team members in their base, but the Vayne is actually just going to push down the mid lane.
And Nar's going to teleport to the bot lane to try to stop this, but he's going to be too late as they're going to grab that tower and potentially go on him, but no, they're going to settle just for the inhibitor as actually, wow.
Vayne trying to go in on that Dr. Mundo. She does have the damage. He doesn't have resistance. Actually, hey, his reason back there, he just built a Thornmail completely, but not going to be enough to save him. Actually, Vayne turning around and going in the enemy base, you're actually seeing Lulu go down from the Draven and Azir once again trying to end this game, taking the first inner tower. Fizz trying to leap onto them, but missing, and tons of damage going out from him, killing him too. Someone throwing out the ultimate, and Draven.
And Vayne needs to back right now.
Comes here as well, and the teleport in the middle of all those particles. And Red Team looking like they're going to end the game as a split push base race here. Very effective. Vayne coming in, however, not having that, the Draven is going to destroy her with a crit, and the damage combined with Karma's Q. An insanely good ending for
I did not expect Red to win that game. I assumed Blue's going to win that the whole time they were winning those team fights. That
was insane. Red Team not having any of that. Actually, I think realizing Blue Team's mistakes there, only getting the overstaying their welcome. Vayne actually was staying around the inhibitor even after they took it for a long time, and I'm not sure what happened to the rest of the team. Blue Team they didn't even get the top tower, and the minions are pushed out right now because they had to slowly one by one start backing. But the combination of the Azir and Draven was just so much unstoppable damage that they went for the whole game.
Yeah,
very nicely done.
That was a very good game to cast, actually. Lots of action, lots of split. And I'm going to try to get my log client to work.
As per usual, the client crashes for some reason after a tournament draft game ends. Very rarely it doesn't, but we'll be right back to the stream in the last final match for the semi-final match decider here to see who goes against the final team, Kanedeer 2G, in the finals for the entire tournament, guys.
Yeah, and we're going to just put some music back on as we try and figure out and try and get invited into these new games and start getting champ select going. So we'll be back in a second.
Sound muted. Sound resumed.
Hello?
Hello.
Are you still in the game?
Yeah, we
Who'd they
did you
ban?
did you get an invite?
Yeah, I was in there, but we weren't supposed to start right away because Idney had some news or something.
Yeah, I didn't tell them to start or anything. They just did it, just so throw that card out. But
Alright, there we go. I just got Idney back in here.
what's going on? Been a little bit of a clash here, but not a huge deal. Just on LP Hydra's team here, we're having someone who's on their original roster wanting to play with them, but they have a sub that they were playing with here with that Ayla Mafo on top lane. So just not a huge ordeal, but the team's working it out, and we'll roll this last match of the semifinals to decide the winner in just a moment, guys.
Hey, wake up.
Okay, looks like they've sorted everything out, and it looks like the plan at the moment are, if Purple Team wins, that they will replace A. Lamafo with their original person on their roster, Beautiful Pain. And seeing all those bands go out immediately, once again, actually seeing the Azir ban on Purple Team, really fearing that that Liss, though, has been like a target for every single ban. I think every match he's been played in. And the same exact bans from Blue Team. I'm not sure if they keep using that Sejuani ban as a target for Hydra, but I believe
it is a target to Hydra. Yeah, Hydra's Sejuani is out of this world.
And seeing the first pick for Blue Team actually snatching up that Jinx for Fearfar's World, getting tired of playing Draven, I guess, and wanting a stronger pick for himself. So on Purple Team, seeing once again the same picks we saw in the previous matches, LP Hydra Skarner, something to be afraid of for very well sure of that. And Ayla Mafo going for the third pick in a row on Nanar right there.
Yeah, it's gonna be his third game playing Gnar, and why not? It's been working.
At the moment, it looks like Jekaterina is no longer playing for the team. I mean, she's been replaced by a sub, as we're seeing right there.
Yeah, she's working like 3 hours, so.
Yeah, totally understandable, but just noticing that. So let's see how that fares for Blue Team. They just came back with a split win, and this might be more to their benefit, if anything. Having a tired teammate who's going to work in a couple of hours may not always be the greatest thing for you. So we'll have to see how that fares out with a new player who hasn't really been playing in the tournament very much. Although I have seen Kenny's Pikachu, and I believe he subbed for them once so far. But
yeah, I prefer Ash's Pikachu though. I don't know.
Yeah. You're right. Again, you know what? They're all banned. I'm done. You can't. Kenny's Pikachu is not allowed. There's just it can only be Ashes.
Yeah.
Seeing the Vayne pick once again on Ruthless, he did very good last game, but it wasn't. In that last little base race, it wasn't enough to carry the game completely. Although
and he's gonna have a more aggressive support as well.
Yeah, actually, is absolutely on that, and the Black Shield will help them both. And I think even on top of that, they're definitely strategizing here. This isn't only for the bot lane; they want it for the Gnar. They want it for that Skarner to just rush in and take whoever he wants with no fear of being knocked back by that Janna in the later portions of the game, and maybe even on early 6 ganks.
Absolutely.
We're pretty much just going to be seeing, I feel like towards level 6 or even maybe even pre-6 with that Morgana, we're going to see the binding land, and then, it's just like bye friends, goodbye, because Vayne will just condemn them or even just take them out with how long they're going to be immobile,
Yeah.
Looking like we're going to see something also unusual. We haven't seen this tournament, although it is only a hovering pick. Now being locked in Cho'Gath jungle. Very unusual. I have not seen this at all this tournament, or in a very long time for that matter.
Cho'Gath was played in this tournament, but he was a top laner.
Yeah, but not as a jungler. I haven't seen anyone jungle Cho'Gath since probably like season 2.
Oh wow, I used to do that in season 3 a lot, and it was really, really strong. I stopped because I don't know why. I just did. I found my love for Udyr.
Yeah, Udyr.
Udyr.
Candy 2G.
Oh
right
my
here,
god,
guys.
I didn't even make, fun fact, that team name was created before I was even on that team.
Nice. We're seeing the last pickup on Purple Team there, locking in with the top lane Kale pick, or no, support Kale actually, maybe. No, I think it's just gonna be a top. Okay, no, my mistake. I am out in a totally different world here, guys.
That's okay.
It's gonna be a mid lane Kale rolling heal. Maybe we'll see the heal change. I don't know if she's gonna. It looks like she's gonna hold on to that. Against this Ziggs, so maybe the ultimate doesn't cost any mana, so she might just be having it to try to reserve it for the Ziggs ultimate, and maybe even in some cases that'll help out her to stop the Jinx ultimates from executing her or a teammate when they start to go for objectives.
Honestly, they're just gonna be able to put that ult with a Black Shield on top of the Vayne, and
The Vayne or the Skarner or whoever just slowly carries this game. That Kale late game can be a threat, but you're definitely seeing that as like a martyr sort of pick where it's, that ult is definitely the focus in this case. And slight addition, though not nearly as much as the Zillion, she does give movement speed from her W, so that might help out with some ganks from the Skarner as well. Zig's on that list, though. I believe he might have played him once this tournament. He's had to rotate between a lot of picks because usually he plays them once. And as we saw with the Jekaterina, when they didn't ban Lissandra, and right there last game, even with Azir, he plays them once and then they ban him. He's always the target.
Yeah, that Azir was doing a lot of damage last game, so.
Though I believe he did play him before, and Ziggs overall just went in the right hands as a very safe pick mid lane. He does a lot of damage. He has a lot of wave push. He can rotate and pick up kills with his ultimate and have a lot of map pressure. So it's gonna be interesting seeing how well he does fare on him this game. Bot lane actually, still maintaining that Janna pick. Kenny's Pikachu saying Jekaterina's heart will go on and taking her pick for her. Jinx Janna is a somewhat interesting lane. I don't think it has a whole lot of synergy, but the biggest thing is their stats. The numbers are going to be high. Giving Jinx that bonus AD from her shield and then having all of that built-in attack speed. But it may not really be enough against Vayne. She has so much disruption and mobility, so we'll have to see how she does against that and if she can handle all the mobility or even predict, get some good chompers off, and just be able to handle this.
Honestly, even with the shield ult would be a good buff to get more damage on that execution.
We are seeing, if we're looking at the ranks here, I believe at most, I want to guess that Vayne is gold or plat, and
I believe she's diamond 5.
That's the diamond 5. Okay, that'd make more sense. Then actually, that's a really high low rank bottom lane right there with the diamond 4 Jinx and the diamond 5 Vayne.
Yeah, it's pretty even then there.
We'll have to pay mind to that. I'm not sure how Cho'Gath will clear in the jungles, but I imagine it'll do decently since he does have some sustain at the very least built into him. Not going to be, I don't think it'll at all compare to the speeds of Skarner, however.
Yeah, Skarner's just going to vroom vroom, honestly.
Basically, that's pretty much the best expression, vroom vroom. Just doesn't stop. He's got to go fast. And yeah, we are seeing the diamond borders go out indeed on both of those 80 carries. Almost exact borders in this case, except for, well, not quite actually. LP Hydra with these are all season 3 borders, so take it with a grain of salt, guys. They could be high ranking now, and that's really what it comes down to when we're talking about balance.
And of course, my league does not like to load, so
client crashing on Thick2G's side over there.
Already launched that. I can hear the game. I can hear the damn sound.
I can hear it as well.
It's fucking oops. Pardon my language, my French. But it just literally doesn't want to.
All right, game finally loading, and nothing going on right now. Janna actually not doing the previous strategies that Cathrine on Jekaterina did, getting the early game Spell Thief's Edge, which this is more my style personally. Don't think Janna really synergizes with it, but she definitely shows that it is not a terrible item, and it is not an outright bad item on Janna as well. So we'll see how that favors them in this case. Both lanes have no sustain, but Janna's going to be making use of the equal amount of mana regen actually that it has as the Spell Thief's Edge, but getting that amount of sustain more crucially. Blue team, although you guys might not be able to see it yet, roaming around the dragon. We're not looking at a level 1 fight yet, but we're definitely seeing some interaction here. 4 teams actually going straight into blue team. 4 members going into blue team's jungle, going into the top bush above dragon on the inside, and blue team actually almost getting sandwiched here with a Gnar on the top of them. Wow, we're actually seeing them go in. Cho'Gath misses his knockup, starting with that, getting opened in on by that Skarner and the Gnar, but he flashes away over into the mid lane bush. Looks like the enemy, the blue team Jinx is actually going to get that kill for the first blood on Skarner as Cho'Gath goes down as well. And we might see Ziggs get killed here too. He actually flashes, but so does Vayne, and she's going to have this mobility from her tumble to easily close back in on him and get in range.
And Janna just flashed at the end there, even though she probably didn't need to. And Karma's gonna get flanked. And wow.
Vayne was very openly visible, but still just completely tunneled her and started to approach forward into 3 enemies.
And that's a
I think
4
there
for
might have been
1.
a lag issue there, potentially.
Wait, delayed sounds again? That was a 4 for 1.
Very interesting, and finally, for one of the first times in this entire tournament, like I've been hoping for, we see that very risky but you know, intense level 1 battle, and Morgana lands a binding onto that Jinx, but it's not going to do anything. Vayne actually
Vayne's
hits
already
her,
level
she's
2.
gonna get the silver bolts onto her, all 3 stacks.
But she's gonna take a lot of damage back from the Jinx. And Vayne probably has a lot of money right now. I'm kind of curious to see how much she picked up. She has 600 from that fight ahead, while Jinx only has 160. So she picked up a whole 450 gold from the 1 kill and 3 assists.
Jinx actually, though, on top of things, even though Vayne does have the gold advantage, has both of her summoner spells, as Vayne blew both of hers in that mid lane, that early game jungle clashing there.
Yeah, and I'm not expecting much from mid, as that's mostly going to be a farm lane, as you can't really do anything to Ziggs as a Kayle. You don't have the range for it. And Jinx dodging the Morgana binding.
Seeing a very massive difference in the jungle clears right now. Cho'Gath looking like, yeah, he's actually picking up his red and goes for the smite now to pick it up, but Skarner's already backed and just went and got his red. Already has the Ranger's Trailblazer. He's actually going up top lane, trying to get on this Karma as Gnar goes in and he comes around the side hatch there. She's actually going to get slow onto Skarner, but he's got the red buff.
He's going to be able to get that stun right now.
A lot of damage. And finally we see the stun go out from his passive, and she actually is getting some distance from the shield, and Ziggs comes up from the rotation, but not going to be enough.
He's going to get collapsed right now, but he's going to be able to hop over to the Baron wall and place that ward over. So that's a 1 for nothing.
This early into the game, we're seeing actually almost a 2k gold lead on the red team, and that's pretty massive. Not very much as far as effective stats go, because no one's really had the chance to buy anything yet, but not looking very favorable for blue team. But this is only the early game, guys. That Cho'Gath could scale.
Yeah, but it's already a 2,000 gold lead. 4 minutes into the game. That's a bit scary when looking at that.
That is very true. I wasn't even paying attention to the fact that it was that early. It feels like it would be almost closer to 10 minutes when you see those kind of numbers, you know?
Yeah, 10, 15.
Cho'Gath actually picking up quite a few wards there on his first back, upgrading once, you know, similarly to the Ranger's Trailblazer there for the sustain and the monster stun.
And again, going Ranger's Trailblazer, I don't really know about that. Due to he has the built-in sustain on his passive, and I think Stalkers would be a better idea. But he does need help with clear early.
A lot of people used to follow the strategy of rushing into Trailblazers because this is the clear out time on it is absolutely faster than anything else.
Yeah.
And then they would opt to sell it into the other form. And even with the gold, I would see Skarner actually, and then pinging on mid lane. Ziggs is nearly out of mana, but he should have enough to get a satchel off. Throwing it out finally. Hydra does not have enough mana. He does not have the speed to get the stun off of, and he pushes him away. But even with the gold increasements to swapping your jungles, your jungle upgrades, it's still something that people do, and even if he doesn't upgrade out of it, most people still prefer the faster jungle to clear and the healthier gank, so you have a little less chance to backfire than actually getting the CC and you know, other stats from your upgrades. So that is an interesting thing. I think it's something people should look at more, but most people don't. To upgrade to other ones like the Striker's Blade, like you mentioned. Bot lane actually having some pretty low health here. We're gonna Jinx actually just pushing up. I think we're going to see some interactions here soon. Skarner looking like he's going down straight into the spot lane. Actually, we're seeing Kale mid lane flash away as she gets ignited and almost killed by the
literally like 3 health. That was scary for her.
As we can see, she is level 6 and she does have her ultimate though, but she did not want to waste it that badly. Calculating all those numbers.
And Kale picking up the needlessly large rod and a pink ward, while Nara is going for the double longsword, potentially going into that Yumu's again. I would have liked him to go into that Hex Drinker due to all the magic damage that the enemy team has.
Skarner trying to roam into the spot lane. He is level 6 now after just killing that Gromp. He's gonna flash and get the ult onto Jinx. She's not even 6. She does no escape ability, obviously. She gets condemned into the wall after she flashes. Very close escape. That almost went into her favor, but not quite enough. Karma teleporting in, almost getting enough damage, and the tether onto the Morgana, but the Black Shield will stop that from happening. And Vayne, Morgana are very low, but not gonna have enough damage. We see Ziggs actually roaming from the mid lane, trying to intercept here. He does
have that ult. He's gonna toss it.
We're seeing it coming down. Not going to be enough, but we should see the Q from Karma. Very nicely done.
Yeah, and that was like just a good ult by the Ziggs. I don't think he should have kept coming down, but like he should be mid right now. Just toss it out and walk back to mid. But it was a good roam. He did get that assist.
Garner getting a lot of item advancement here. He's actually waiting for the Ziggs, but he's already got his Cinder Hulk upgraded fully here for that built-in Sunfire effect. Kale coming for the support on this assistance on this little gank, trying to give him the movement speed, but Ziggs will just Satchel Charge for the disengage.
Yeah, and Skarner just delaying the Ziggs there from getting us to his mid and getting that farm. So it was a good play as Kale was pushed up, but Ziggs is still ahead of farm.
Jinx down in the spot lane, still not level 6, but trading out with this Vayne, trying to get some good damage in on her. She's actually avoiding she goes back in with her ultimate. That's a very poor decision. She could have used it to escape, but decided to advance forward, trying to outplay the Jinx, but 2v1 and out-traded already. That was a very poor decision.
Yeah, they had the advantage bot lane, but I don't know why they decided to be greedy.
Kogoth roaming around this bot lane. He might just, no, he's just placing a ward down and might be seeing a dragon. No, he's going for the scuttle. What's he doing? Nope, he is starting the dragon right now, as we see. I don't know if he'll be able to have the health and sustainment to do this alone, but he is popping some potions here.
Morgana's gonna...
actually going in onto that Morgana. We see mid lane, Skarner trying to get enough movement speed to go onto the Ziggs, but he gets an ultimate, and looks like that will be his death. He flashes away. He's not taking any damage, no buffs. A good ignite, but a nice ultimate from the Kale right there to actually save him from the harassment, potential death. Cho'Gath still running around. He has his ultimate. He could eat him, but not in time. He's still roaming up. He actually gets a knock-up onto Skarner, but flashes forward and dodges the Gnar ultimate very impressively, but so much death waiting to happen. He's ready to eat some cakes. And Vayne rotating from bot lane as everyone is starting to slowly take a lot of harassment here and get put into even riskier situations. Vayne flashing over the Dragon Wall, trying to go in and get a kill, but not going to be enough. But Gnar's going to pick up the kill on Cho'Gath actually with his boomerang as they all keep going forward. A very nice ultimate from the Ziggs, but it's not going to be enough to get any kills. Ziggs still moving forward, trying to get what he can. Not enough to steal the red. He's actually going to hit his Satchel Charge forward, throwing down the bombs. Still not going to be enough.
Yeah, Vayne was able to get that condemn, and Gnar came back over the wall to aid in quickly getting that kill up before Ziggs was able to get out of that stun and potentially kill one or two of blue team. Or red team, sorry. And they're going to be picking up the scuttle just for a bit of vision around the dragon, and potentially they're going to be able to get some wards going and maybe do that dragon as Vayne is at base, so they're not going to be attempting that without that percentage damage to burst it down.
Top lane, not much activity has been going on. Gnar's been leaving lane a lot, and we're actually seeing Karma take the tower right now, as they were all busy just contesting that dragon, even though they decided not to take it and just got kills instead.
And Janna's gonna go around that dragon and potentially, yeah, she's gonna ward it. So unless red team has a scanner or something, they're gonna be able to get the timer for the dragon.
This is true, and they do not actually have a scanner. No pink wards, but Skarner's backing right now. Let's see if he decides to pick one up, which we're actually seeing kind of the
Righteous Glory.
The Righteous Fury, or Righteous Glory.
Fury.
Yeah, Righteous Fury. Let's see.
Isn't that a
No
movie?
pink ward though. Not totally disregarding the fact that they have vision. Let's see. Was that a one? Can't actually tell in spectator. Well, it is a different one. I believe that's a full ward.
Yeah, I believe that's a full ward.
Vayne actually ults in. He's still approaching. He doesn't land his knockup. Good Jinx ult coming out, and it doesn't quite execute her, and they take the kill afterwards. After she comes out from the stealth. Black Shield's going down from Morgana, but Cho'Gath's just going to keep attacking and then eventually eat her.
They can potentially go for the dragon here. Skarner is heading towards the top. Now he's going to go back to the mid. But they're going to be pinging the dragon as Skarner's heading back to the top again. So they're going to be giving up the dragon.
It's very risky for
they don't have vision.
Kayle actually has her ultimate, but she's going to back out as the tower starts to hit her. Karma going in on this top lane, taking a lot of damage, also doing a lot of damage in return to this this Gnar, getting the dragon buff in the midst of this, but she's going to flash and hit him with a Q as Skarner is slowly approaching for the gank.
Yeah, and blue team was able to pick up the dragon without any vision of the red team, so they don't have the timer.
Top lane actually going to get a lot of good damage on her. Not, she was I think she had a potential chance to escape, but she was way too low on mana.
Yes, the red team doesn't have a timer on that red, so they're gonna have to be careful. And if they give up the next dragon, this is gonna allow the blue team to just get back in this game, as they already closed down the gold cap.
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing Skarner trying to get his pink ward mid lane, but Ziggs is trying to punish him as much as possible. Not very effective. He has a ton of health, even though he has no magic resist apart from runes.
Yeah, Ziggs doesn't really have a lot of items other than the UCR Drawd. He doesn't have any penetration yet, so the magic resist runes are affecting that. And Morgana's gonna hit the binding on the Janna, but I don't believe they're gonna go in, as the last few fights that they've engaged bot lane, they've lost. Kale's gonna do quite a bit of damage. She did pick up that Luden's Echo, I just realized that. Wow.
He's almost stopping that Vayne recall right there with the POW, but not quick enough.
I was hoping to catch the bird flying back.
Ziggs actually in this lane so far for that list though, even though he's been a definitely respected mid lane. Wow!
Wow!
The Luden's Echo taking him out on top of the burst from her EQ right there combo. Very insane damage, and she has her summoner spells up and her ultimate. She would have easily had him even if that had not done it.
She literally walked on her tower, was able to QE, and he died. And look at that damage she's doing to Janna. Half health, but she's gonna get engaged on by the Jinx. And they're gonna pop the ancient coin. As Morgana's gonna come and provide a little support to let them back out. And they're just gonna head towards mid, and Karma's already doing damage to the tower. It looks like they're gonna get it, and Red's not responding with enough time.
We're seeing the Skarner approaching right now. This is actually going to be very dangerous for blue team to sit around here. He actually has his Righteous Glory already built. He's ready to go, and he almost has his Merc Treads, in fact.
And he's really tanky.
He pops the Fury. He's actually going to try to go for this Jinx, but she'll flash away, so we may just see the ultimate go down on Karma. No, he doesn't. They're actually doing so much damage. He has no chance to respond to this. Cho'Gath still has his ultimate up. He might go for this Morgana. Doesn't even need his ultimate, in fact. Kayle barely living from the bomb from the Ziggs right there because of her ultimate as well. Gnar taking out top lane from the minions, actually, I think. I don't even know if he had any part to do with that, but the blue team pushing down the mid lane, taking a tower themselves as well. And we may see a second one go up because Vayne is just now respawning, and we see two more enemies that aren't going to be up for another 5 seconds.
And Gnar's pushing top lane, but he's going to be recalling. As blue team is just about to pick up that inhibitor tower. But they're not going to be going for the Nexus, as blue team has respawned.
Coming in with the home guards, trying to get a boomerang for the slow, but no catch out there. Just a small little thing from the Twitch chat. The tournament bracket scoreboard right there is kind of covering up a few items for the red team.
Is it? Oh, it is. Oops. There we go.
And
But I didn't notice that.
not seeing a whole lot of activity here. Bot lane just going to be there, and we'll see if Vayne and Morgana try to go onto this Jinx, but the tower's actually near full health. They have no chance of getting that. We're seeing actually a Righteous Glory rush onto the Ziggs mid lane. He's been getting focused really hardly by this Skarner on LP, with LP Hydra there actually. 0-4 at the moment. Definitely, the team definitely acknowledging that he's a high-skilled player that they need to respect and close out. Just they're pretty much respecting him like a Bjergsen at this point, except he doesn't have the picks to turn back on them and get these double kills, you know.
Yeah, and we're gonna see Dragon coming up in about a minute. So, and red team doesn't have the timer, so they should be placing wards about now, as they should have an estimate.
They have 5 stacks right now with his ultimate. His ultimate is up, so he could go and get the 6th one, but he's waiting for good time to use it. He might just return to the jungle and pick that up. So once they do go for this dragon, he's going to have a humongous amount of health, even more than previously before. So we'll see if that can be used to blue team's advantage.
Yeah, Morgana's gonna get forced to flash to dodge the, but Jinx is gonna, or Vayne's gonna go in on that Jinx. Skarner's gonna get ulted back, pop his Righteous Glory, but they're gonna be able to get away thanks to the Ancient Coin and the.
That was a very nice disengage from the John.
Gale.
Righteous Glory actually pushing him in, but not going to be enough movement speed for them. That was a very, very well done ultimate, and the Talisman of Ascension actually rushing straight into that. I was a little surprised they built that roughly 5 minutes ago and that it was complete, but making great use of it and a good escapability for Skarner, even more than the Frost Queen's claim, it seems like.
And Nar's gonna go in on the Karma, but Karma's gonna be doing a lot of damage. Nar's gonna turn into Mega Form and walk away as in the mid lane, Cho'Gath and Ziggs are gonna be trying to kill that Kale, but she's just gonna be able to walk away as the pressure from Skarner from the side comes into view. I don't even know what I'm saying, I'm so tired.
It's alright, man. I'm calling out a lot of things myself. Try not to do it too much, but you know.
No, I'm letting you take the helm because like I had like 4 hours of sleep. I don't know why I couldn't go back to sleep.
Yeah. Seeing the pings go out on the Dragon right now. 4 members of red team actually sitting there. Blue team has no vision. They're rotating a bit, but they know they're doing it. We're going to see a Ziggs ult maybe actually going to go down, trying for the steal. Same with the Jinx ult, but they're not going to get it. Skarner secures it with his smite. We're not seeing Saint Vicious here this game, guys. That is on Team Curse, or was on Team Curse. Actually, Nar teleporting in, going to go for this Karma, and Jana getting caught out with some poor position here. Ziggs actually even more of a situation, getting a kill onto the Kale and Morgana. He's nearly out of mana. Doesn't think there's anything he's going to be able to do about this, and he does actually go down to the Mega Gnar there.
Yeah, and red team able to get that Dragon Smite along with 4 kills for 2, so they could potentially go bottom and push the tower, but Nar's gonna hit the mid, and Vayne and Skarner are gonna try and get that scuttle.
Not a bad trade overall for both teams. There was definitely more into red team's favor, of course, because they did get the Dragon, but I think it was a fair attempt on blue team's part, and they actually did get 2 kills out of that without their Cho'Gath, since that was basically a rushed idea, an improvised strategy, because they pretty much see that the enemy team is taking Dragon, and they just had to react to it the best that they could to try to stop them or take it, get the kills, do whatever they could. Skarner actually sitting down near bot lane. Jinx is going to get the zap onto this Vayne. Not going to connect with the chompers, but getting a lot of good damage. She does. She actually flashes in, trying to get the auto attacks, and she actually does get her killed with the long range fish bones for the attacks. Skarner rotating around. He's actually pretty tanky right now with the righteous glow. He has a Sheen as well for damage, so he should be able to win his trade potentially. Jinx actually staying enough, almost getting enough out of this. She's actually Janna's actually going to ult to try and save her.
Wow.
And Jinx ult does execute him very nicely done. But we're seeing Kayle rotating from the mid lane as well here. The choppers goes down, but she's going to flash Q right onto her and take the kill. She will not be able to get this Janna slowly backing away as Ziggs is rotated from the mid lane as well.
Yeah, and Vayne had heal and flash and decided not to use any of it to get away from the Jinx. So she's going to still have that, as Jinx does not have her flash. And the gold lead is pretty even between the two teams, as Blue has just basically a 1,000 gate, 1K gold lead. Oh man. And Cho'Gath's gonna get the knock up on the Morgana and disengage anything that.
Yeah, overall this game has been very close in the gold leads. It's been like you know, slowly going from that 2K lead to the 1K to a mix between the two, and red team actually pushing down the mid lane, looking like they're gonna get this tower with the Vayne, but shield going down from Janna, stopping them from getting Kayle ultimate going out very early just for no reason at all. It seems like so she's gonna be getting killed very quickly. The Ziggs ultimate going down just in case, but not going to hit anything, not even giving him the assist.
Yeah, Kayle was dead there regardless of what their ult or not.
Yeah, a little bit of a questionable reaction, but no less good job for blue team. That was really all on Kayle and the fact that she ulted so early. We're seeing Nar trying to go in with that Yuma's Ghost Blade, but not even happen. They're doing tons of damage. Great ultimate by Jinx, making really quick use of it, not even trying to let him get away and recover from this.
And they're going to be able to get this inhibitor.
He has no hope from surviving. This is 5v3 right now. Blue team just roaming down mid lane, taking their picks whenever they can get them, and then taking that inhibitor.
Apparently we sound the same.
Nah.
That's what a few people are saying. I don't hear it.
Nah, I know this guy. He's a friend of mine just messing with me.
And the blue team is actually going to be able to burst this Baron down without any reaction from the red team. As they don't have the vision.
Very quickly. We see the Vayne and Kayle trying to rotate over, but Kayle actually already having her ultimate up already since that last death. I believe it was like a 40 to 50 second cooldown.
Yeah, Nashor's gives a lot of cooldown reduction, so it's a pretty low cooldown.
Interestingly, Kayle actually has another Aether Wisp built. We might be seeing a Twin Shadows or
no, it's definitely going to be a Lich Bane.
Oh, you're right, my bad. Yeah, we're definitely seeing a Lich Bane here, going for a more hybrid somewhat selection. Morgana actually slowly, actually Vayne got an ultimate onto that Ziggs. Ziggs satchel charging right into the Skarner ultimate. Very unfortunate. Jinx throwing out her ultimate, but not going to hit anything. Expecting Janna to knock it back farther. Getting picked off by the Skarner here. She's not going to have enough damage, I don't think, to take him out. It's getting very close with the stun. Something looked like something stunned. I think she placed on the chompers, and that stunned him for long enough so she could kill him.
Yeah, and good shield by Janna to keep her alive too, and just a great ult from the Ziggs to pressure that, just to keep them from really going in too hard.
Blue team pushing down the mid lane, a little questionable, just applying the pressure from Baron. I'm not sure what they're going to do with this. They have 2 people dead, but they're going to be up very shortly. They certainly have to know they can't end off this.
Yeah, they should be looking to push towards either top or bottom to get those towers in. They're not going to be able to do anything here.
We're seeing Dragon coming up in 30 seconds. I'm not sure which teams have the timers on it.
Right, they both have timers on it. So it's going to be interesting to see if they decide to fight here, because they're not that far from each other in gold-wise. Like, it's not a huge differential, but Nar and Skarner are just around that blue or red buff. Even though Dragon is spawning in 10 seconds, and it doesn't look like they're going to be heading towards it. And Skarner's going to go in the middle and potentially pick up this Ziggs, but
getting the slow off, he's actually going to flash away. Get the movement speed increasement from the man.
He's going to be able to get it.
So much damage to him, he can't react to this whatsoever.
And Jinx and Janna are split.
Kayle, but not going to be enough. Karma getting opened in on by the Vayne ultimate and the Gunnar ultimate as well here. Morgana ulting on to that Cho'Gath, only a single target, but not even going to land it, as Cho'Gath slowly walks away, but he's going to flash into the Dragon Pit. He wouldn't have gone anywhere with that, but maybe would have tried to pick off a kill. Dying as well, though, from the Vayne Silver Bolts.
Yeah, and Morgana got left to die there, basically, by her team, as she went into the Jinx to zone her, but popped the Zanyas, and team didn't follow up.
Red team on that Skarner and Gnar, that Vayne and Gnar sitting there very low on health. Jinx approaching the bush, not seeing him. He doesn't have his ultimate up. They're trying to get a nice flash to kill the Vayne and bide enough time from closing your distance there. Janna getting chased on with the boomerang slow and a lot of hyper stacks going on. But we're seeing the teleport here from Karma as she does get some decent damage, and the Ziggs all goes down, but Mega Gnar procs and it saves him. I don't know if it would have been enough to execute him either way, but very close. Kale was not up either.
Yeah, and that should have been a canceled teleport from the Karma there, as she did go too deep and did get picked off pretty easily.
Yeah, we just want to note back on that fight. That was a little odd. We actually saw the Jinx ult going down mid lane completely at random. That was very long after we were watching the Vayne and the whole entire enemy team practically be at low health after that clash at Dragon there.
Yeah, she was most likely going for the execution at the fountain, as Skarner goes and ults the Ziggs, and he's gonna be able to pick it up, and he's on a killing spree right now. But
yeah, Ziggs being very effectively
shut down. Coming in.
The Jinx will go down and kills the Skarner. Headshot, she never misses. We're seeing some.
She just missed her last one. Come on.
We're seeing some very interesting Jinx ults this game. They're either in left field or they're right on point. But a nice land from the Jinx. Oh baby.
You miss every rocket that you don't shoot.
There you have it. The famous poet Dr. Seuss said it right there.
Right here.
Jinx sitting in this bush waiting for Vayne, getting good damage. A lot of very powerful crit will be enough. She gets the range hit from Fishbones and gets the kill on Vayne. Very nice.
She's probably gonna be able to get this Morgana too after, but Morgana's gonna flash away. As the zap did land, and Jinx is very scary right now.
She definitely is. We're actually looking like she's got that lifesteal Vampiric Scepter, looking like she might go for. It would be wise to go for the Blade of the Rune King at this point, so let's hope that's what she picks up.
I'd assume she'd go Bloodthirster. I don't think Skarner's going to be able to get on her too easily, with
we'll have to see, but
Janna having all those items.
Would make great use of it. Three red team bot lane trying to make advantage of their movement speed, but blue team backing off, being very safe and respectful of their power and how fastly they can advance onto them.
Yeah, and they're just going to be able to... I believe they're going to be able to get this bot tower without any contestation. And ooh, that damage from Kale. She's not even going to ult herself. As Vayne's going to get the condemn. She's going to get knocked up as she killed, and Janna's going to get stunned by the Morgana. That's just that's a 4 for 1, essentially. And Kale could have lived if she popped her ult on herself there. So a bit of a misplay.
Yeah. Very questionable there on blue team, actually. Overall, everyone on their team fight was just so split. You had Gnar, Skarner, and Morgana just focusing directly on the Janna, completely out of position. Had no one to back her up after the Cho'Gath and Ziggs got taken out. Ziggs actually has Ignite and Ultimate up at the time too, but no chance to use it. No one was getting low, and it was just a train wreck there for blue team.
Yeah, we see Vayne picking up that red buff. That's going to help her kite and apply more damage. So, Vayne is very scary, but I think Jinx right now, due to her range on rockets, can 1v1 that Jinx easily, or can 1v1 the Vayne easily. And so they have to play as a team to basically protect the Vayne. They have the Kale out, they have the Morgana Black Shield. They should be able to do it, but it's not being done the way I would assume it would be, as that the Kale's not really ulting the Jinx or the Vayne.
We're seeing a pause here, guys. I'll give you a reason about what's going on with that in just a moment. We see 3 people on the red team putting in all chat a question mark. No one giving a reason why yet. All right. Well, the Jinx said they'd be paused for like 1 minute. I don't know what's going on. Maybe someone had an emergency bathroom break or something. Who knows? You know, he said he had to do something really fast. Not sure who left, but it should be back up in 1 minute according to the Jinx. And, oh, yeah, 1 minute, guys. He's hacking the rest of the enemy team. Yeah, so interesting items. Something I wanted to point out, the Janna build right now, actually going very heavily under the support, but not something I always see. I think it's smart, and I like the items, but going for that Righteous Glory on Janna and Locket of the Iron Solari, also picking that up very early. Both very good items. I think actually making use of both of those movement speed items is actually a very smart decision for her. And so far, blue team I think just hasn't been doing very well in team fights. They're getting picked off fairly selectively, one at a time, and this Cho'Gath needs to be more of a frontline and more of a peeler. But we'll have to see that. If Ziggs isn't doing that well either, it looks like he's actually going for the Lich Bane. He did get focused on a lot early game. His damage compared to the Kayle it's debatable. I think Kayle certainly has more at this point, but Ziggs is just supposed to be more of a harasser and slowly picks you down, not in one single burst of fighting. Well, let's see how these teams fare out. I think blue team could actually come out on top in the team fights. They still do have the gold advantage, even after losing roughly the last 2 team fights in the encounters here. So we're seeing Skarner ulting in. Trying to ult in onto this Janna.
He's gonna flash onto the Jinx, and there's gonna be a pause again. I want to see what. Oh, that Skarner ult sound is gonna be annoying.
Kayle's build is good if you pretend she's Janna. Man, you're making me tired. You're giving me the AIDS.
I apologize.
Kayle's build is good if you pretend she's Diana. That's what someone was saying.
Ziggs stuck in base? What? Why are they unpausing?
Paused once again.
Okay.
As we see, though, Jinx got ulted by the Skarner and pulled back right into 4 of them. Cho'Gath running right into the middle of the fight, getting hit with that Vayne. She does so much damage along with the Gnar and Kayle sitting there, even if she wasn't deleting him.
And they should be able to get either go for that Baron or push this mid down. And it looks like they're going to be going for the Baron but they don't have a scanner. Actually, Morgana has the scanner. Is she going to scan that ward though? She's not going to scan, so she's going to be giving them the timer.
Gnar ulting in actually right before his Mega Gnar expired, trying to just do what he can. Definitely being a little bit of a scout here for the last remaining blue team members. We see the ultimate go down from Ziggs, but very closely timed, although it does not steal the Baron. This LP Hydra on Skarner, and as a jungler, he's definitely been shown he does not miss smites.
Yeah, I guess we can't call him Saint Vicious. But Blue's gonna have their whole team up and kill.
Timed out.
What? What? Who was that?
That was Peter.
What the fuck? He joined in and disconnected, but he's still in it.
Yeah. So you were actually right about the lifesteal. Jinx did go for the Bloodthirster. It is definitely a safe option for sure. But I don't know. I feel like overall against that enemy team, it'd be smarter to go for the percent of health with the Blade of the Rune King. It won't necessarily be enough to stop the Skarner from engaging and stopping all that movement speed stacking, as they've definitely showed this strategy can be effective even in past games. But I feel like if she's going to survive and scale into these later portions of the game, she's definitely going to need Blade of the Rune King potentially, or else she'll. It's pretty much Blade of the Rune King, and she can kill them faster, or she can make use of her teammates and have them peel for her so she can do damage longer.
Well, Bloodthirster does more damage in my opinion. It has a 20% lifesteal, which is going to be big for her, and it has a shield. I do see the point of the Blade of the Rune King, especially against Skarner. It'll give you a bit more kiting potential because it does slow and gives you move speed, but not really. I think both options are perfectly viable in this type of game.
We're seeing that Dragon is coming up very shortly. Both pings going out from blue team, both for the dragon and the mid inhibitor. They have vision. They see red team starting to form up around this dragon. As we see Vayne and Gnar both recalling, and actually almost the entire team recalling, reacting very quickly to this. We'll see if red team can actually try to react, but it doesn't look like it. Jinx has enough attack speed and damage to actually take this inhibitor down, but they're going to go in onto the Cho'Gath, and Vayne coming around, Kayle coming around from the side, but the Ziggs ultimate comes down and actually finishes her off. Garner coming in with the black shield, no chance to escape for that Jinx. He pulls her in and takes her to his sex dungeon. Vayne actually going to condemn Janna right into the wall, but she flashes over to get right out of that. Scudder following near short with that Iceborne Gauntlet, gonna get the slow on her, but she's gonna move and speed away, but not enough. Gnar following short as well, getting that slow.
Gonna hit that slow, and Scudder's so tanky that he's gonna be able to just run through these towers. He's not gonna hit that slow. As
mid lane, the red team just going to take a huge advantage of these high death timers. That Jinx up in 10 and that Karma up in 23. They'll definitely be able to get a second tower if they want to, but not going to take the chance. That Cho'Gath is up. He's very tanky himself, and he has that ultimate. So just opting to go for the dragon instead. Looking at the builds, actually, we're interestingly seeing, Skarner just sitting in the bush waiting for a pick. He actually goes straight for that Ziggs, ignoring the Cho'Gath.
Get blown up.
No interception whatsoever. Blue team had the chance to react and respond to that, but they didn't seem to do anything. Just slowly taking out their team now. Vayne actually getting the kill on Janna and Cho'Gath effortlessly, but we're seeing a kill, very quick snipe there from that Karma Q. Almost doing the same exact thing to that Kayle once again. Vayne ulting in, wow, Jinx going right through, making a line actually right through the Vayne and the rest of the enemy team over there. He needs to switch back to the attack speed buff or else she won't be able to kill Vayne, but they decide to disengage anyways.
Yeah, and Jinx is really, really strong right now. She's gonna get kind of aggressive right now, with Skarner flanking her on the side, and he's gonna get that speed up. He's gonna hit the slow, and he's gonna be able to get on her, and it should be a kill.
Trying to go for the Vayne, almost kills her very impressively, but the nice dodge from the Ziggs ultimate there. Vayne just sidestepping it entirely. Ziggs and the Janna, Cho'Gath and the Janna, all three of them following short right here. He's gonna try to salvo himself forward and get the bomb, and it will land. He gets the shutdown gold for 500 gold. That's going to be great for him. He's been shut down most of this game, and now he's shutting down others. So we're actually seeing minions push bot lane and top lane for blue team very effectively here. So we're gonna have to see if they can make use of this. Cho'Gath and Janna actually just taking the dragon, but Ziggs gonna overstay his welcome. 3 members of the enemy team going right on him, and actually Skarner's gonna use his ultimate. Didn't necessarily
such a short cooldown though,
but using it anyways.
Such a short cooldown, and Blue's gonna pick up the 3rd dragon though, so they're starting to get that movement speed bonus. Yeah, I believe Zig needs Zhonya's right now because he's the only one getting picked off, or QSS even. It's gonna be interesting to see what he builds last.
Yeah, gonna be you were saying, being picked up, that'd be great to avoid the Skarner, even though she's probably gonna be he's still probably gonna try to focus her.
I doubt that. I'm assuming he's gonna be focusing on this Ziggs now.
We'll actually see. Not everyone realizes that that's being purchased, although I'm sure they were suspecting it. Gotta see how much attention they're actually paying to this, but Hydra definitely showing he's a good player. He's actually Diamond 4, if I recall correctly. This might be something he would notice, but we'll have to see how that plays out.
Absolutely. And Kayle did pick up that Runon's Hurricane instead of the Death Count or Zhonya's, so going for that more attack speed build, so she's gonna want to be in the middle of the fight.
Gnar actually picking up that Guardian Angel. Not sure what he's going for with that last item with the Kindle Gem.
That's mostly going to be a... Ooh.
Might be another Righteous Glory.
That's not... That doesn't build into the Righteous Glory, does it?
I believe it does. I think
No, it's
I might be wrong.
the bracer and the
A lot of health.
that crystalline thing. Crystalline bracer and the
Right. That's Catalyst the Protector.
yes, catalyst.
Right. Yeah, good call out on that. I always forget that thing exists. All right. Interesting as well. You know, just like we saw that in a few games recently, that Cho'Gath jungle right there actually picked up a Sightstone as well, saying his team needs the advantage. I think he's very right in that fact. They need this vision control, but he's sitting on a ward right now. Speaking of vision, no one looking going to open up on him. He's very tanky. He's very, very healthy right now.
Skyner's going to come from the back. He's going to ult the Jinx, but like I said, Jinx does have that QSS.
Some very nice ultimates going down. That was a good disengage from Janna actually to stop the Skarner from going anywhere near them. See Gnar ulting and pushing that Ziggs into a wall, but it doesn't execute him. Wolves are attacking, going bark, but here comes Jinx. She's going to go for that Vayne to 600 with her crit, flashing on the Karma, trying to get them, but not going to slow or get the zap off of that. Very closely just scratched Vayne's back there. Skarner recalling in the bush very dangerously. Now he's actually going to stay here and get the Ziggs. They didn't check the bush, even though that could have been where Vayne was. That was a very questionable decision on their part. But they
could potentially be the game.
Rotate down there, but they're actually going to pick up this kill on Skarner by the looks of it. Missing the zap. Will they have another slow or enough movement speed is the question.
Oh, he's going to be able to get away.
Seeing him get out. Jinx does not have her ultimate, but a very nice zap, but not quite enough. Janna has Zephyr, but is it going to get?
He shouldn't have went that way. He should have went this way.
There we see it.
Yeah, he should have went to the right. He shouldn't have gone to the left there. Honestly, I don't know why Skarner decided to ult the Jinx there. She was just able to QSS it, and then they just ulted with the Janna to get everyone out, and she was just able to do so much damage with the rockets.
Red team pinging out Baron, no vision on it at all, and blue team actually rotating very, synchronizingly right now to the pings, even though red team still has no vision. They're heavily pinging on this. They do get a ward down from the Regana rotating over, but they don't have anywhere nearby. The Kale's actually going to try to rotate around. She might be able to get a burst kill onto Janna. Tries going for the Baron and actually gets her life taken instead from a very nicely placed Jinx Chomper, forcing her to have no direction to go either way, even through the burst. We actually did not even see the Cho'Gath ultimate either there as well. They just destroyed her.
Yeah, she didn't even get the ult.
This is a very intense game, actually. Red team still actually having more kills, and the gold lead is barely in their favor. But blue team with the 3 dragons, 2 over the red team, and just have picking up that Baron. They're doing a fantastic job. Both of these teams reacting very well and actually adapting to each other's compositions, it seems like. This is the Baron. This is gonna. We're gonna have to see what they do with this, as Dragon's actually up in 1 minute as well, and then they could get that 8% to monsters and minions. I believe that one is.
Yeah, and Skarner's ult cooldown is actually 72 seconds right now, for anyone who's wondering. So it's up pretty quickly. What's going on here?
Most of the team fights, we really haven't been able to see it because there's so much going on, but that Vayne is actually still on par with the Jinx, actually less deaths and one less kill, so very close. Both ADCs definitely doing their part and playing their role here, but it's hard to imagine that the Vayne's actually doing just as well as the Jinx. We're pretty much just seeing people getting targeted, and the blue team is definitely being the harder focus here in team fights at a larger disadvantage, just slowly playing passive and trying to take as many kills as they can, playing safely, positioning themselves well, just, trying to make the right moves. Blue team pushing in the bottom lane here. 4 members as Ziggs is actually slowly making their way mid. Both teams actually pinging down on the Dragon, and the Talisman of Ascension going down on Janna to try to get there quicker. They actually run into this Kale and place down some wards, get vision on him. The Tether's going to go down from Karma, and they're actually going to get the knock from Cho'Gath, but she places ultimate, and it barely doesn't expire before the Jinx ult hits. Skarner tries to ult onto the Jinx, but she does Quicksilver Sash very quickly. Looks like they're going to be able to get these picks for their team. Vayne ultimating in, getting some decent damage, trying to kill the Janna. She does kill the Janna, going for the Cho'Gath next. The Karma Shield actually going to save Cho'Gath using the Mantra Shield on all of her team, and blue team is actually going to rotate mid lane, looking like they're trying to end the game.
And I think that's going to be game, as Jinx is going to be able to tank these towers with the Karma Shields, and with the Bloodthirster Shield, and with the minions here, so that's going to be a 2-1 GG for Dayum Dat team though. So good game to everyone, and wow.
Very nice game, very nice job for Dayum Dat team though. Last game barely making it with that quick improvised split push, ending the game like no one had anyone, and no one even expected it at all. Ending this game very nicely. This whole entire match was very competitive and close, but blue team showing they know how to do team fights even more effectively, doing great jobs with their builds, building great items. And I want to give a great props to that both the Janna and the Jinx, because the Janna had a lot of great ultimates, a lot of peel. I think she built almost everything effectively with all of those items. Even the Frozen Heart. So very good job for Dayum Dat team though, and congratulations to both teams, because they are now, regardless of what happens in the final match, Mr. Beautiful Hydra is now the third place team. They do get rewards for making this position, and Dayum Dat team though moving on to the finals against Kane Deer 2G, which, just for anyone who doesn't know, Thick 2G, our second host here, the one maining the stream as well, is also going to be on Kane Deer 2G, going against Dayum Dat team though.
Yeah, so we're gonna go to a song break, and we're just gonna find out what's going on here. I don't believe we're gonna be playing today because the other team is actually, half of them went to sleep. So give us a few minutes. We're gonna turn some music on. We're gonna mute everything else, and we're gonna find out what's going on exactly.
Sound muted. Hey, wake up. Channel switch. Sound resumed. User was moved to your channel.
Alright, so this is going to be the end of our stream. What's going on with the other games for the finals is apparently we have 2 weeks to submit the info to Riot. So although this tournament was supposed to be scheduled to end today, we're going to be possibly doing games on Sunday or Monday. And those will be streamed as well, so keep an eye out on the League People Facebook. And that is going to be a best of 5 between Kane Deer 2G and Dayum Dat team though. So keep an eye out on the Facebook for when we announce the dates that we have for that. It's most likely going to be the Sunday or the Monday, depending on when we can actually get everyone together. We're going to try and avoid having any substitutes at all. So to make it like, legit team versus legit team as far as it can be. So keep an eye out for that. And thanks for all for watching. And I'm just going to play some music for a few more minutes to end the stream.